Oh my God. Sean, it is so good to see you.
Good to see you, Vonda.
It's been a couple of months. Life happens, but we're getting back on track, everybody.
Yeah, I grew
And
this full head of hair since the last time we talked.
I love it, bro. You look I got a new Ravens hat. What? So but Sean, I thought it would be, kind of cool. Um, if we talked about something positive, take a break from current events. And everybody, it looks like Sean and I have something in common. We're both in relationships. So, and that's what we're going to talk about. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. So, one one thing that I think might be kind of cool to talk about is, and you know what makes this really good? I'm a female, Sean's a male. So you guys are going to get perspectives from both sides. But like, Sean, what are some things that you think are important that are like, I mean, the glue, like to keep a relationship strong and grounded? I always say to have a strong foundation. So that's what I told my man. Um, we need to have a strong foundation. He's absolutely in agreement. We communicate. It's really, really cool. But what are some things, like, from your perspective, what do you think are things that can keep a relationship strong and grounded?
I got a list, so you
I'm
can stop
ready.
me. You can stop me at any point if I just and we can also like stop at each one of my points. I'm very happy to. So the first thing that we did in so my girlfriend's name is Carrie.
Hi,
Whenever I'm
Carrie.
saying Carrie, yep, she'll be watching. Um, she doesn't know that this episode's about this, so that'll be great when she sees it.
Oh, my boyfriend's name is Andrew.
Higher.
Hi.
So she told me about these things called the love languages. Okay. And what that is like every individual has certain ways to communicate love to them that speaks more to them than other forms. So some people need to hear, uh, affirmation
Patience.
like baby you're so beautiful and things like that. Some people need to go and do things that's quality time, like dates, or even just lying in the bed cuddling and listening to music. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'll put on some R&B, or like she really likes, and I'm gonna admit it took me out of my comfort zone, but like the slower kind of country music. It's like R&B, but it's white people that sing in it, so it's different. I guess I don't know. It's very similar, but anyway, um, or stroking the head or the cheek or whatever, physical touch. So we took this test, and it turns out that both of us share the same priorities in our love language. Mine happens to be quality time and physical touch. Okay, I have PTSD, and so I partake of a medication in order to keep my panic attacks and things like that. If I'm going to have a panic attack down, I found that psychologically, the physical touch portion of our relationship helps me to manage as well. Okay,
Nice.
so I don't have to medicate or whatever. So to me, one of the first things is taking that test and seeing what your partner's love language is. And if you find that you really love your partner, try to speak to them in the way of their love
Love
language
language.
as much as possible. Okay, so that really made a difference. We really prioritized the type of time that we spend together. So we do all kinds of things, but we always incorporate the things that we find important from our love language into everything that we do, So that makes everything more special, and it really resonates more with us. Okay. Um, the second thing that I think is like the difference between this relationship and other ones that I've had is that we understand each one of us comes with each our own baggage. Okay.
Gotcha.
And it affects us in different ways emotionally. Now, and a lot of times when you get into a relationship, people are like, don't bring your baggage. I don't want to put up with that shit. Well, what ends up happening is every one of your behaviors is built upon your past experience. So some of this baggage is going to seep into no matter what you're doing.
Right.
Okay. So instead of turning that into a point of discontention, what we do is we talk about it. Okay. We
Communication.
say, right, exactly. We say, this is how this is making me feel, and I know that it's from this. Okay. So how can we work together in order to get through that, instead of the other person saying, that's your problem, you deal with it. Okay. Now, if you love somebody and you want to be in a relationship with them, you have to understand that there are gonna be low points, and
Yes, I agree. 100%.
everybody has them. Now, let me ask you this, Vonda. Can you see this perspective? How important, how much would Andrew stand out in your mind if, like, some of your insecurities, he embraced and helped you to change that perspective versus using it against you, or trying to brush it under and not deal with it at all? How much would that stand out in your mind if that's how he carried himself?
If he carried himself using utilizing the second option,
Right, right, right.
not doing it.
It's so much easier to bond when somebody is there for you. We always
Yes,
say, if you need something, I'll be there
there
for
for
you.
you. But then when
Exactly.
you, it makes a
So
difference.
it,
It makes a
it,
difference.
it makes it makes a huge difference. It makes
Yes.
a huge difference.
And I have another question. Are you jealous?
Am I a jealous type of person?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't like. Okay, yes, yes.
What were you gonna say? You don't
Um,
like
uh,
that term? That
no. I wasn't gonna say that at all. I was gonna go into the explanation before the answer. So now I'm gonna
okay.
go into the explanation of the answer.
Okay.
I have a thing against toxic masculinity. I just don't get along with males that are challenging in some way. Okay. Um, I'm kind of low key. I like to joke. People that know me like my sense of humor.
That's
But
me.
I used to own a martial arts school for over 7 years. I'm in the security field. I've been on podcasts talking about my security experience. I've done this for years. So I have certain certifications that some other people don't. And I come from a background of abuse. So I'm willing to take some things further than some other people are. So I know how a toxic masculinity can increase the danger of a situation, and I just don't deal with it. So I don't like men from that standpoint to begin with. I have friends that are males. That's not saying I don't like all men
Right.
as friends, but generally it takes more for a man to gain my trust as a friend than it takes a woman. Okay. Um, Compound that with the fact that I've had relationships where I've been cheated on, especially in a relationship where you where you're of a quality compared to the people that you're being cheated on with.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You're like, what? So it causes like a predisposition to be fearful. Like when you go from somebody that you love them as a person, maybe not so much as a romantic partner because there are communication issues, um but you don't feel like on a romantic level you connect quite as much, and then you find somebody that you just like connect with like completely, but you have these past things. It's really hard to push through those past things because this person over here means so much more to you. You know what I mean? It's like you're so much more afraid to lose this person over here, so all your insecurities are there. But you can't let that happen either. You have to work on those insecurities because they're gonna cause a rift in your relationship too. But then we go back to the whole conversation thing and communication, and if your partner thinks that you're worth it, they're gonna understand and work through.
through
So
it.
yeah, I'm kind
What
of lucky in that field. And then it's always healthy to have a little bit of jealousy. It keeps that person knowing that you value
you
them,
agree.
some spiciness in it. You know what I mean? Like Carrie and I, we do our little jealous thing, and she was like, pardon my language, but she was like, make sure you keep them bitches off of you. I don't want you to stop wearing a mask at work because I don't want them to see your beautiful face, stuff like that. She says to
My
me.
girl.
But she's being sassy, yeah, she has some genuine feelings of jealousy too, but she keeps them healthy, and we joke about them because of our relationship, and so we don't allow them to be a gulf in between us. How about you?
Love it. Um, for as strong as my personality is, um, yes, I am jealous. Uh, so is Andrew. But um, we do a lot of joking too. And that's, well, that's my personality. So I like to laugh. Always prefer to be happy versus being a complaining, you know, whining, bitching type of person. Um, and I agree 100% with what you said. It is healthy. It doesn't bother me. There's a difference between, for me, I don't know what you might have a different perspective, or you might agree, but there's a difference between being jealous and being controlling. I'm My previous relationships were controlling, not healthy at all. So, but not, it's not over over the top. One thing, how do you feel about that? You think jealousy versus being controlling?
Okay, so I think that there's a fine line in between them. One jealousy can cross over into controlling, um, but but I feel like in a good relationship there's compromise. So there are certain like behaviors that we have when we are single
Hmm.
that should end up changing when you are together. For instance, if you're going to go hang out in mixed company, think about bringing your significant other with you.
Agreed.
Okay, if you feel like you can't bring your significant other with you, then the significant other has every right to wonder why.
Why?
Okay,
Agreed.
are you not proud to be with that person? Are you hitting somebody up in that
And
group?
trying to hide something.
You know what I mean? So
Agreed.
so 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 why? But like, um just to say you can't do this all the time or you can't do that all the time. I think when you have a good middle ground, um things can move away from controlling. Jealousy can be more managed, but yeah, controlling is a little bit on the more extreme of the jealousy side of things, and I try not to be controlling myself. I try to say, I'm not comfortable with the situation. Can we work out some kind of agreement? Like for instance, Carrie is very social. Okay, that is so different than the last relationship I was in. My marriage, that my
Yeah.
I got
We
divorced
won't.
earlier this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you. So Carrie is very social, and so it takes a little bit of getting used to that. Once every 6 weeks or so, she wants to go hang out with some girls.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? If they're girls, I'm good. Okay, just be safe. Come see me when you're done. I'm good. Okay. Tell me if you're gonna be out like 6 hours. Text me a couple times that you love me in the middle of that.
Aw.
Okay, that's reasonable, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
if you're gonna go hang out with a bunch of guys, I'm not comfortable with that. So I don't know if that's a line of control or if that's a line of reasonable relationship.
And see, for
Maybe if
me,
maybe if I know the guys
yeah,
and you know what I mean, or something like that. But in the end, if you're a female and you're gonna hang out with a male, why can't I be there too?
that's true. And see, for me, it's different. Well, and you already know this. So, you know, personally, I have one female friend, one. That's it. The rest of my friends are all males. So part of that, they're all of us, and including Lydia, my one female friend, we're all military veterans. So that's my that's my family. They're my yeah. So it's different. And Andrew knows about them. He'll get to meet all of them.
Right.
But as far as me meeting a new group of people, having a new circle and going, that's not happening. Not for me, but that's my personality.
But
So
it's a difference,
it's
though, Vonda. The
that is a
difference is
different
inclusion versus exclusion.
exclusion. That's true.
You know what I mean? So like you just said, Andrew's gonna meet all of them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That right there is the inclusiveness. Um,
that's
uh,
true.
I'm not against having friends that are males if I can be included in the recipe.
Yeah, if you can't, that's a problem. That's an issue.
Right, right, right.
That's an issue. I
So
agree.
thankfully, we don't really deal with that in my personal relationship, um, because that's a trigger for me. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
gotcha. Gotcha.
I gotta know, and it's not just from a relationship standpoint; it's from a security standpoint. When you
Standpoint.
look at the number of assaults and you look at the number of things that happen, you can't discount the fact that it's predominantly males that do it.
That's a fact. That's a big fact.
And I live in an area that's a resort town, so people from all over the world come,
Come. That's a
and
bit. That's
so,
true.
it triggers my. I can't even sit at a restaurant with my back to the door. I have to be able to face the
That's
door.
me. Yeah, that's me. I don't like doing that either. I want to
We'll be
know.
when we hang
Let
out,
me
Vonda,
see.
we'll be sitting on the same side.
Exactly.
It's just gonna be one big booth.
Yeah. All right, Sean,
Because
I
like,
got this one. You take him. I got
yeah, 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 yeah.
but that's
So,
true. So and
yeah,
I don't
reasonable jealousy, I guess.
yeah, and I still agree it's healthy. I don't see anything wrong with it. And I mean, part of me likes it. Part of
Because it shows how desirable you are. You know what I mean? Like when somebody's
excellent point.
afraid, right? When somebody's afraid of the competition, it means that they see something in you that they don't want to let go.
Yep.
But the controlling thing, okay, can I touch on that one more time?
Hmm.
Like in my perspective, um, it's very controlling when you are doing things in a um, in a way where you can do it but they can't. Okay,
Yes.
so like for instance, in my relationship, if I'm like I'm not comfortable with this and this, you best believe that I'm not going to be putting her in the situation where she has to deal with those things too. You know what I mean? So like say my mixed company thing. Okay, let's pretend that I wasn't antisocial like I am, and I actually hung out with people on a regular basis, which I don't. I wouldn't do it with mixed company without inviting Carrie.
Right.
So like when I had the difficulty with the same thing, it's just it's because I don't conduct myself in that way either. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And that's just part of a regular relationship. Some people are gonna like it, and some people
Some
aren't.
people aren't. So unless you have something else, the next topic I want to talk about is trust. I feel like trust can make or break any relationship. Like, loyalty is everything. I don't wanna
Yeah,
have anything running through the back of my mind, don't want to have to second guess anything. Is that like a high priority for you?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. You ready for another diatribe?
I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm very loquacious today. So I think one of the things that I love about the relationship that I'm in is that anytime I question anything, it's just a forward answer. Okay.
Love it.
Like the sweet girl, she tells me whatever she does anything. She'll be like, hey, this
Mm,
guy hit on me and I shut him down. All right, all right. You tell me that. Don't keep that from me. I mean, like I'm not saying that I drag it out, but what I'm saying is that that builds my trust in you because what you're doing is
absolutely.
you're telling me things you didn't even have to tell me. You're telling me things that you did not even have to tell me. And in a lot of our relationships, it's hard to find out the things that you need to know.
Agreed.
So trust is huge because I'll be 41 soon, and you'll be 21 soon.
Yeah.
But we're
Happy
like
birthday to Vonda.
but we're at stages of our lives where we're not really interested in playing games with people.
Exactly.
Okay, we kind of just want to see, is this, I like to have a partner so that I can make memories and experiences and have the love and all that stuff. Is this going to be the person that I'm going to be able to do this with? And if it's
Right.
not, then I need to move on
Agreed.
because time
Because
is
time is
fleeting.
something we can't get back.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So when somebody is building that trust and they're putting that effort in and that trust, they get a plus in my book. And there's not too much that somebody can tell you. You just have to understand that you're not going to like everything that they're going to say. And so you need to measure your responses because sometimes it makes them feel, and this is from personal experience, sometimes it makes them feel when you react harshly to something that they tell you, it makes them feel like they don't want to tell you.
That's true.
So you have to be logical about it and go, this person didn't even have to tell me this. They're telling me this because they love me and they want to make sure that I don't have any, like you said, anything in the back of their minds wondering, because your mind can tell you all kinds of scenarios. I
Oh,
know mine can.
and I said that trust was it. But one more thing before we wrap up that I want to your perspective on too. Keeping other people out of your relationship. Now, I don't know if I mean, you and I just might be different, but I do not have to run and tell Lydia or my other friends everything that happens. There's got to be some boundaries. It's my relationship, not me and everybody else's. But a lot of people do that. A lot of people play things out publicly. That's so disrespectful. So like I just want to know what your view is on that.
So like I don't do the fate. Okay, like I'll post pictures and stuff on
Yeah.
Facebook and I'll say, I love you, baby, and all that stuff, whatever, if that's what I want to do. But I don't do fights on Facebook.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't bring other people into my fights. The only time I might talk about something is if maybe I question whether or not my personal response is appropriate to that situation. I
Okay.
might give a skeleton of what the situation was about, but I'm not trying to drag my partner.
Right.
Okay, because of a really important perspective that a lot of people leave out when they're doing these things. You're coloring somebody else's perspective on your significant other, and
Yes.
you might just be having a bad day with your significant other, but this person's going to remember this stuff, and you're going to want to bring your significant other around your sister or whatever, and they're just not going to like your significant other because you shat on them for the last however many months. So
Exactly.
and then your significant other doesn't feel respected because you're talking about personal things. And a lot of times in our relationships, especially as a male, a lot of men don't feel like they can talk about their feelings. So why are you telling your buddies about your feelings, but you can't talk about them to the person who really matters in that
Yes.
particular relationship?
And a
So,
lot of
so yeah.
times it's one-sided. You're not there. Well, okay, so my mom used to say there's three sides to every story, his, hers, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. But
Yeah.
the, it's yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. And then one other thing on the bringing other people into your relationship type of thing is you're trying to speak on the love level to your significant other. That is supposed to be an intimate situation. And when you're bringing that other person in, what you're doing is you are lowering the level of trust, which we talked about earlier
Yes.
as one of the most important portions of it. So no, I don't care what other people think about my significant other. My whole family could
Exactly.
dislike my girl, which they don't because she's like sweet and beautiful and all that stuff.
Yes, she
And I'm not
is.
even. Thank you. I was just getting ready to say I'm not even exaggerating. She's a beautiful girl inside and out. Okay, so so in any case, um, the I hope that this doesn't end up. I got some stuff going on in the background. If you guys can hear it, then we are live. We just talk life for life.
Yes.
But but I digress. I don't care what other people think about her. I care about what I think about her because the effort in the relationship is between us. None of them, my friends, my family, none of them ever put any of the effort into the relationship. It's me and it's her. So in the end, we're the final arbiters of that relationship. And if you have a long-term relationship that lasts through the ages, then it's going to be you that's going to be there in those final days with that person. And all these people that you involved they're just going to be a memory, you know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
long term, it just doesn't make any sense to bring them in.
I agree.
I
And
talked a lot today.
with Sean, we're gonna have to do a part two. I stand on everything that Sean said. I agree. It was so cool to get a male perspective, and I appreciate you being open and
Thank you.
straightforward. You're well, everybody knows the Indigenous Patriot is awesome. So let everybody know where they can find you.
So I took a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm cleaning the rust off. I'm Indigenous Patriot on everything that's Twitter, Instagram. I have a YouTube. I'm also on OJT Talk.
Yes.
So yeah, I can be found all over. Pretty soon Vonda and I are gonna do some cool things in the community.
Yes, we are.
So yeah, you
Get
can find
ready.
me. Come drop a line. I'm friendly for the
He
most
is.
part.
He is. He's friendly until he's not.
Yeah, until I'm not. Don't come trolling me because I'm good at that too.
Yes, he is. And I'm Vonda, so you can find me on all social media outlets at Ovonda or Just Talk. You can check out ojusttalk.com, and we appreciate all of the support from everybody. And we'll see. We got to do a part two.
Oh, yes, we have to. I'm down with a part two. You just let me know. But also, please support OJ's Talk by purchasing some of our merch. Um, you can see it on our YouTube and on the website and all that stuff. It helps us to keep this whole thing going.
Yes, and Sean,
That's
thanks
my
for
shout
having
out
my
to
back.
Lydia.
Yeah. Hey, Lydia, Sean got your back because I damn sure forgot. So I appreciate that plug, Sean. Ouch. Lydia always says that, everybody. She normally does that,
Yeah,
and I
yeah, yeah.
forget every time she's not on. So thank you, Sean.
You're
Um,
welcome. Part 2 coming soon.
yes. So everybody stay safe. And Sean, I will see you soon.
I'll see you soon, Vonda. Pitch Canale.